Hey, this here is going to be a little video review of the HasCon and Toys R Us exclusive Titans Returns Arcee with Ultra Magnus. Let's get Ultra Magnus out of the way. So he is a Titan Master or Headmaster made with a die-cast torso and a die-cast Titan Master head. He's what you would have expected from an Ultra Magnus figure about 10 years ago. White, blue, kinda looks like Optimus Prime. But he's got this really interesting sort of grill look on his mouth. Unlike a lot of more recent Titan Masters, he does have some decent paint work going on his head there. His transformation to head mode is exactly the same as all the others. Fold him in half, put his arms straight down to his sides, and flip him over. The Ultra Magnus head is painted pretty well. Paintwork is fairly clean, not too sloppy, and it's what you would expect from Ultra Magnus. Now, taking a look at Arcee, as you can tell, she is a retool of Blur, done in your typical Arcee colors: pink, white, a little bit of blue for headlights, and gray for the detailing on the back. Her guns can store on the bottom. They're pink, but they're painted completely gray except for the handles. If you want, you can even store the guns backwards to make them a little less obvious in vehicle mode. She's got two Titan Master pegs on either side of her cab. The windshield from the cab can open up, and you can pull out her own Titan Master, Leonad, or Daniel, backwards. And just like most Titan Masters, there's not much to it. Hips, knees locked together, ball socket arms that are restricted, they can't really go all the way up. Ball socket head, and that head is just full of questionable decisions. It's a little bullet looking thing. I get what they were going for. I don't think it worked out so well. And it transforms into Arcee's head the same way all Titan Masters transform. Now for Arcee, if you have Blur or Brainstorm or Nautica, you know this transformation. I'm not going to go through it. I'm just going to do it real quick. There aren't any real surprises. Some parts stick a little bit, but that's good considering this mold's already been used 4 times now. 5, 6 if you count Takara's uses. And it still holds up pretty good. None of the joints are loose and floppy. It's all real nice and tight. Now, her accessories include the front half of her car, which you can peg onto the side of her arm to make a shield. Now, let's give her her head. And her 2 pistols, which she can hold in her hands, or if you want to be silly, you can peg onto the side of her arm. You could also just plug the shield onto her back. You could even leave it there during transformation if you like. And then she could dual-wield her pistols. Or you can put the pistols back into the shield, and you can take any Titan Master and sit a Titan Master in there, and he can do this. It's got a little kickstand that comes out of the bottom, so you can set it down. It's got pegs on the side, so you can attach it to some of your leader class Titans Returns figures in base mode, or Fortress Maximus, or Triptychon. Or you can have Arcee hold it in both of her hands for whatever they're doing here. Or another option is you can peg it onto her arm for whatever that's gonna do. You can store the shield on her back with the guns in if you don't want her to hold any of her weapons. The only downside is when you have her like this, there's really nowhere for Ultra Magnus to go. Unless you want to get real silly, you can open her vehicle mode cockpit up and just stick Ultra Magnus in there and close it down, Krang style. Now, Arcee is like any other Titan Master. She's got the ball joint head, but because of the odd shape of the Titan Master's head, if you turn her head to the side, it pops itself out. It's that bullet shape. It doesn't give it as much surface area to grip in there. You can put Ultra Magnus on there, and you could turn his head pretty well. There's some issues going on because it's a plastic head inside a metal body, so it makes it more difficult to turn the head side to side. But just like any Titans Returns figures, you can put any Titan Master in head mode on Arcee, and they do whatever it is they do. I don't know what they do, because Hasbro didn't make cards for the Titan Masters, except for Ultra Magnus.